Good morning, fellows. I'm sitting outside of my next job waiting for the people to come to the door. But they're so eager for me to fix their air conditioner that they are not answering. So if I do get to go fix it, I'll take y'all along for the ride. Here's some of the stuff we're looking at today. It's a 3.5 ton unit. We've got 7/8, like 3/4, down to 5/8. And then down underneath here, 5/8 going back into 7/8, and there's a leak right there. I like that TXV. Guys, I have repaired a leak here. I'm changing the dryer out because God knows what shape the system's in. It could have water in it, or could have had water in it for a long period of time. I don't know what the story is here previously. I just know that a super bad job was done. You can see here, but the only thing we have money for is to get it going. This is definitely an ugly one, and I will get it going, but I'm going to let them know that without coming back and doing a more thorough job, this thing is doomed. If we look up into the instrument panel, we see the gray wire coming out the capacitor. Light gray, dark gray. That indicates we have a replacement Copeland compressor in here. I can't imagine why we need a replacement compressor for this unit. It's been worked on flawlessly. I've got the vacuum on now, guys, and I've got the micron gauge on a heat pump charging port in order to get a little bit of a more accurate vacuum. If you're on the pump, then you have to shut things off and wait for it to stabilize. But down here you get a little bit more of a true sense on where we are in the actual vacuum process, which we're actually getting down a little bit farther than I thought we would with this piece of crap. But we'll see. The contactor is pulled in. If you can see it, it's hard to see. The contactor's pulled in even though we have no pressure in the system. So we have an issue over here in this area as well, because it should be shut off on low pressure switch. But I don't know. We'll let her get down to, you know, I'm really surprised we made it this far, but see how far we can go. I'm in my bed. I can't find the reason I can't move. I'm not dead, but my energy has been used. I'm not done. I am putting refrigerant into the machine now. It takes about 12.5 pounds. We were able to get the vacuum down to about 750 microns, which is about 2,000 less than I thought we'd get. So good. We'll put as much in as possible, then we'll start it up and finalize the charge. We have a TXV, so we'll be shooting for subcooling, and we'll check and see if there's any subcooling written on the door of this machine. We are sitting at 208 over 63. I'm still charging the unit up. We almost have about 10 degrees of subcooling, which is where I'm going to stop. This unit has been a chore. Need to add about 5 pounds of refrigerant to it. We're almost there. The TXV was blocked with some debris. I had to free it up by hitting it with my wrench, which worked so far. But you know that sort of thing. Once I free it up, I'm hoping an air conditioning will pass back around and get caught in the filter dryer. But you know how that goes. So we'll see. It has been an interesting one unhacking this unit because there's no service valve, no easy way to service the unit again if there's an issue, but right now it's working, so praise Jesus. The system appears to be running above freezing. That's about as good as we're going to do. The TXV has some problems. It's severely hunting around, and you can actually hear it. I don't know if it's just what happened to the system before I got here or what, but probably the first procedure didn't involve a vacuum. Even though I did vacuum the second time through, I can only guess what happened to the system in between then and now. It's 5.5 pounds added on, so about 13.5 pounds total charge. That's where we sit. It hunts around. Definitely a low suction pressure, lower than normal head pressure, but I really don't think it's going to take more refrigerant. I think it's going to be a failed metering device, and they should have put a piston in it. That system was a heaping pile of shit. That is my honest appraisal of it. Someone had worked on it and they had really, hacked it up. And that's the literal meaning of hackery. Someone actually looks like they took a saw to this shit and then pieced it together with different size copper they had on hand. Not good at all. Definitely not good. The system ran poorly. It only cooled back 13 or 14 degrees. You're probably only getting a couple of tons of cooling out of that 3.5 ton system. I told the guy there looks like there's debris in the TXV. When I would tap it, it would free up, the pressure would shoot up, and then you'd hear and then it would kind of go down again. You have to tap it again. So God knows what's in there. It does appear to be the right coil. I mean, it's not going to be undersized. It's at least the right size, maybe a little bit too big. If it's 4 and 5 ton heat pumps or 2.5 to 5 ton ACs, because heat pump has to have that coil volume for heating, which we're working with a 3.5 ton, so it's fine. So just a bunch of hacked up crap. I made the best out of it. It runs. It does not run well, but it does cool. So the old lady has cooling, and that's all she wrote. They had X amount of dollars. I did X amount of work, and we got it going. I'm happy that we were able to get it going for that price.
Sometimes it's simple beauty, where all God's gifts reside. A reflection of a smile, a sin we recognize. Through time we waste endeavors of making castles of our lives. Lovers pass unnoticed in the maze we have contrived. And all the dreams we
Me and my associate, come here. Me and my associate, awesome dude, we're gonna wrap this one up, and he'll be alright. He's fine. He likes me, I promise.